You should know on this channel every year that I like to highlight the undiscovered gems, the underrated albums of the year, and I usually do it right at the end of the year and give you guys a bunch of albums that you should check out before you make your lists. But I thought, why not just do it in the mid-year too? Let's give you guys a mid-year list for albums that are some of the most underrated that I think have come out this year. Overlooked is probably a better word sometimes as well. But yeah, basically those kinds of albums. The one that have gone under the radar, the one that deserve more shine, the ones that I think there'd be a lot of people out there that could end up liking them. And yeah, hopefully I am the guy to put you on some game. I hope so. Stick around, let me know what your picks would be as well, and then check these albums out and come back to me after and let me know your thoughts on them. Yeah, cool. I want to start with Arm's Length. I know there's a decent portion of my followers that love that kind of emo, pop punk, Midwestern sound that has been pretty beloved over the years. It hasn't really gone away. Honestly, there's bands that pop up all the time that people, absolutely go head over heels for, particularly in the music nerdy world, like the Hotelier in the 2010s, for example. And yeah, I did love that Anxious album from this year, so I guess that's kind of a mini honorable mention to mention in this pick here too. So there's a bonus one for you. But also another album that's kind of creeping up on me at the minute, particularly with some of the tracks such as The Way, Funny Face. Like, this Arm's Length album is pretty damn bloody good. Like, I'm very impressed with this one. The chorus is really hit. There's a real nice striking element to like the transitions between the verses and the choruses. They're really hard hitting. They pack a punch as well. Yeah, really good stuff here. Not a huge amount to say in terms of what it brings to the table, because I think if you're just a fan of this genre anyway, you're going to know exactly what to expect. I would highly recommend it for anybody that loves this style of music. I also want to mention Cameo. It was brought to my attention in my review that I was saying it completely wrong and I was saying Camo. I do this sometimes. I'm glad people do correct me in the comments, because if I didn't know, I would never say it right. So thank you for that. But yeah, if you did see that one pop up, it was pretty recent on the channel. So yeah, I have already talked about this very recently. But yeah, it's very much a kind of digicore sound that's becoming really prevalent at the moment. Over the past few years, there's been lots of artists that have really been touching on this sound. Each year, it feels like I'm getting one album from an artist that is like this, that I do really like. I've had Glaive, I've had Roy Blair, I've had Breakins, which I think kind of kicked it all off for me personally. And yeah, there was also other albums that have come out recently that have done this sound. Obviously, Two Hollies, which I wasn't massive on, but it does feel like the sound of the 2020s so far in the niche underground that's becoming quite popular. And yeah, I'm a big fan of it when it's done really well. There was that Jane Remover album from this year, which I think kind of took the sound to the extreme and pushed it as far as it could go. But this, for me, Camo, is, yeah, kind of not quite as heavy-handed as that. But it's an overall sound that I'm just kind of becoming more and more fond of. And yeah, I think it could bubble up into the mainstream at some point, perhaps in a way that isn't quite like this. I don't know if something like this could be completely popular in the charts, but I see a future for it, and I do feel like the 2020 so far is bringing this sound, and we might look back on it and think of it more positively as time goes on. It tends to happen, you know. Love the Pulsy Pearler album from this year. Just a really jaggedy, in your face, full of character, full of life, full of absolute bristling energy, hustle and bustle in the Latin Tropico sound. Really, really love this. Yeah, just wild and adventurous and exciting and incredibly catchy and fun and summery as well. It kind of combines so many cool things together where it feels like it is kind of going a bit wild at times, but at the same time I can still kind of make sense of what's going on, and I'm having a great time and I'm having a lot of fun to listen to it as well. So yeah, very impressed with this one. This feels like it's gone under the radar massively too, as I don't really feel like that many people went on to talk about it, but you know, I think there's people like that could love this. Nada El Shazzley, a stunning piece of art, this one, like absolutely spellbinding with the vocals and the instrumentation that has this like glossiness to it. It's got this art pop feel to it, but also has these like trippy hop elements as well. Yeah, absolutely freaking lovely stuff. What a voice. This really feels like this year's version of discovering Arouge Aftab. Back in 2021, was it? And then I went on to see her live, loved that show, and became a massive fan of her from there as well. So Nada El Shazzley feels like this year's version of that. It's just got this really serene beauty to it. The vocals truly are special. Like, I do sometimes say, like, you know, vocals aren't everything in music, but sometimes when the singer's just that impressive, it's hard to not look like it's hard to just not look away. Like, I'm just constantly like, wow, locked in. Beautiful stuff, and the instrumentation backing it as well is a massive importance to making the music all come together as well. Love this one. Shout out to June as well on Twitter. Big fan of you, June. We talk a lot on Twitter as well. Been mutuals for ages, and yeah, discovered this one through her. So that was one that I've definitely held on to this year, and noticed that it's gone a bit under the radar. So I had to mention it here. I want to mention Juno, who is a more stripped back version, I guess you could say, of somebody like a Cameo. This time it feels a little bit more in the kind of James Ivy, Aries lane, I would say. Just kind of more poppy pop stuff here, but some great tracks on this one. Love some of these songs. God Is a Woman is a really strong track, just incredibly catchy. Again, saw this one having quite a low rating on Rate Your Music, so for me this one is just falling into the underrated category very easily for me. I had a lot of fun with it. Some tracks are absolutely jamming, like seriously jamming. So fun. Got this kind of like these nice little synth elements that come through and make the songs a bit more groovy, a bit more danceable. It's just an improvement of previous stuff, I would say, from Juno, although the EPs were really good too. But yeah, this one just feels a little bit more refined, and he's kind of carved out more of a sound for himself this time around. Really liking this one. And I think I'm going to end off this video with Adrianne Cassidy. I was very impressed with this album too. One that I thought could actually become a little bit more like of an indie darling of the year, but it just kind of went under the radar and barely anybody spoke about it. There is always that one album, you know, throughout each year that might just be an unknown artist that just captures a little bit of like the conversation, and nobody was really talking about them before, but then they have that one album that kind of breaks through. I thought this was going to be it, but it just didn't really do that. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed to see that. And I will say the album wasn't completely like flawless from back, you know, front to back. So maybe that could be why people weren't exactly head over heels for it. But that opening track, man, is absolutely something special. Like the disco elements are fantastic. The album kind of more like veers off into kind of acousticy, like dreamy stuff, but a lovely voice as well that captures a really nice mood. I like this one. This is a good album, and one that, again, I think people should check out. And that is it from me. I mentioned 6 main albums there, but there were a bunch of other ones that were scattered throughout the video too, so pick out many different ones you want to hear there that you might not have heard, and let me know what you think after you've heard them in the comments too. Thank you as always for watching. Please check out more videos, stick around, like the video, share it around with some friends, and if you're feeling super generous, you could maybe support me over on the membership page or on the Patreon. Keeps the channel going. Work a lot of hours of my week on these videos when I also work a full-time job as well, as I always say. So yeah, lots of effort goes into these guys. Hopefully you enjoy them. And at the very least, subscribe. Come on, subscribe. More mid-year list stuff coming. The best albums, the best songs, they're coming too. So yeah, you want to be seated, okay? Thank you as always. Have a good day. Goodbye.